Buscar a Alice. The writer and the first word, not the writer and the last of the last. With the book, no, with the terror of the light and the shadow last, the third eye now open. I project the night is not moment you write. This is the ritual you live. Es una canción, ¿no? Que me suena, la letra me suena. A lo mejor es de la letra de una de las canciones que vimos que salen al final.
Of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something that's soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget, marking you, taking you for a ride, making you crazier.
Okay. Ah. Volvimos al mismo lugar, pero antes eso estaba cerrado. Este ya la agarré, ¿no?
The station had changed. I was closer now.
¿Cerca de dónde? Ok. Escritura. Me imagino que tengo que salir. Ah, sí, tengo que ir aquí al edificio, ¿verdad?
Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape. Time loses meaning here. How long have I been trying to escape? Long enough for Alice to think I'm dead.
Alan Wake, 1900 no sé qué. 2010. Es autor y esposo. Está sonando el teléfono.
The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
Hey, Alan. Thank God he picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you? Why are you helping me?
Did you go deeper? To the overlap?
Are you talking about the murder site? Yeah, I did.
That's fantastic, Alan. We're closer to getting out. We're making progress.
Well, we would be if you would answer my damn questions.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty worried about Alice. Did you ever check Parliament Tower? To make sure she really got out of the dark place?
Well, of course she got out. That's why I'm here. That's the whole goddamn point.
Be very careful, Alan. The dark presence is stealing from you. It can already manifest as your double. Scratch will come.
Wait, hello?
¿Quién será este güey?
Writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
Seguramente sí, ¿no? No. Al acecho.
Alice's photo equipment. Set to go off when the door opens.
Get out!
¡Ah!
Alice!
Puta.
Alice!
¿Tú crees nuestra casa? No. No, ¿sí? Nuestra casa no era tan grande.
Alice.
Elige fotos para los afiches de la exhibición.
This is a photo of Scratch.
Scratch.
How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
Usted. Estudio.
This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before.
Está cambiada la casa, ¿no? Video Art Doc en pantalla. Punto focal del lugar oscuro. Parte 1.
Alice's memory card.
A ver.
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly. It's easy for people to think it was my fault. Hell, I do too sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me. Then it got violent. It was Alan.
Pero no era él, ¿no?
It was a monster. He always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art. My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why?
The Dark Place. A ver. Ah, tremendo, ¿eh?
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing it.
Return. Regreso, ¿no? Regreso, retorno, algo así. El otro lado. Vale, ahora volvemos con Saga.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Ellen. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place. Yeah. It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding, but your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people, making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the Dark Place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Mr. Wake, Alan, we've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the Dark Place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
It's insane. And there's so much of it.
Pues la verdad es que sí, ¿no?
Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch, in the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
A cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
¿Trabajan con chirridos?
If the cult has the clicker,
¿Con Scratch?
does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
A ver.
Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa.
O al revés, verga, sí, podría ser, ¿eh?
Okay, Mr. Wake. I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this.
Ahí tienes
This
un
is
punto,
our
¿sabes?
job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon.
El remolque.
Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult. The Cult of the Tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this.
Remolque. Culto del árbol. ¿Los cultistas podrían ser seguidores? Me faltan dos en Cauldron Lake. La historia.
The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
Hubiera sido más fácil, ¿no? El lugar oscuro. ¿Lo de arriba qué es? El proceso es gradual. ¿Cómo detener la historia? El chasqueador. Esto es para después. La luz de la presencia.
Doesn't make sense.
La luz y la presencia oscura.
Doesn't look right.
Para después, dice esta mamada. Son todo, ¿no? ¿Cómo cambia la historia? Seguro que este no va
Keep
aquí.
trying. The dark place. A dimension that's home to monsters. Wild stuff.
La solapa. Voy a entrar. Y ya es todo lo que tengo, ¿no?
It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
Desde ahora puedes cambiar entre las historias de Alan y Saga mediante el cubo de descanso del conserje. Juega en el orden que quieras. Ajá, ¿y cómo vas a ver? ¿Cómo vas a ver el momento en el que debo de cambiar entre una cosa y otra? ¿Quién sabe, no?
You wrote these pages in the dark place. So why are we finding them here?
I think I wrote them up. I remember writing an endless amount of pages, but when this happened before, the pages were being sent from the dark place to help me. Maybe the same thing is happening here.
That's all for now, Mr. Wake. Thank you for your cooperation.
Culto del árbol.
doesn't look right.
Vale. Entonces... ¿cómo hacemos esto? Yo me imagino que...
I'm the only one who understands the forces behind this. I can help you.
No, that's not how this works. You're a civilian, and we don't do ride-alongs. And if Scratch is after you, then so is the cult. We don't know who we can trust here.
Damn it, you are making a mistake.
I'll be sure to add that to the list.
Grande Sam Lake. Bueno, aquí cuando estoy grabando esto ya pasaron los Game Awards del 2024 y Sam Lake salió haciendo una escena de aquí del Alex Casey. Una locura, ¿eh? ¿What? ¿Esto es un bar? Hello.
Okay. Past favorite Deerfest floats. Go.
The yarn puppet monstrosity.
Stuffed moose and squirrels one.
¿Qué pasa este güey?
Thank you. Those beady dead marble eyes.
Podemos
still give me
cambiar en
nightmares.
cualquier momento de capítulo y de historia, ok. Me imagino que debe haber...
Hello and welcome to Coffee World, voted Washington's best coffee-themed amusement
¿Un
park.
orden?
All of our attractions are family-friendly and available to children of all ages, just like our coffee. So, take a sip of our Oh Dear Diner organic coffee and let the adventure begin. Hold on for dear life on the Espresso Express. Oh! Soak in some local history at the Huatari Well, where two serial killers once hid the disemboweled bodies of their murder victims. It's not haunted. No. Come join Mocha Moose and the goats at our amusement park petting zoo. Just don't share your coffee with the goats. Seriously, stop feeding our goats coffee. Seriously, it's not amusing. Take in amazing views from the slow roaster Ferris wheel. I can almost see the Warrior Lighthouse trailer park. This is so much fun.
I can't get through this.
Shop at our beautiful gift shop where
Del...
seniors and children
Mierda, ya sé dónde estamos.
discount on keychains
¿O no?
and propane tanks. Welcome to
Este no era el lugar que antes era la...
Jawa. Great time.
That concludes our debate on whether pets should be allowed at this year's bake
El
sale.
lugar este
For those
de...
of you just tuning in, you're listening to the Pat Main Radio Hour, brought to you by Davis Family Moose Jerky.
Pat
And
Main.
boy, what an eventful day here in Bright Falls. By now, we've all seen the FBI setting up shop in town, and I'm sure you're all asking the same question I am. Did they bring all this darn rain with them? Deerfest is right around the corner, and we're all crossing our fingers for sunshine. So I reached out to our top meteorologist for a weather update. She never responded, but I have her uncle Tapio on the line from Watery. Tapio, are you there?
Yes?
Great. And Tapio, what kind of weather can we expect today?
¿Qué mierda está pasando? Ese programa de
Definitely
radio.
seems to be on the menu. How about over the next week?
Also rain.
Right. Care to elaborate? Any chance the sun will poke out in time for Deerfest?
No.
Deerfest is coming, rain or shine. And that parade lineup is looking dandy as ever.
Yes, I like this parade because they're one float in the shape of a swan. Long neck and everything. Very large swan.
Ah, so you're a fan of swans.
No.
Right, well, that's our time. We'll be right back after this next song by the rock and roll sensation.
¿Qué mierda?
Nightmare.
Los bichos tíos, Se le nota ya la edad al Pat Main, ¿eh? Control Lane, investigar noticias, rumores, hacer referencia, ¿sí? Mira, dice. Pistola. Este no era el lugar donde estaba el como psiquiátrico de ¿cómo se llama este pendejo? Bueno, del doctor. Ahora no recuerdo su nombre, pero ¿what? A ver.
Ed hadn't been the same since his latest show had closed. This wasn't the first time one of his productions had shuttered early. Scathing social commentary in a one-act play wasn't exactly filling seats. When Tammy told him she was taking a research trip to Bright Falls, he decided to tag along. Ed told her he wanted to find inspiration. Really, he just wanted a break from the city. But it was true that he certainly needed to find something. A voice, a direction, an idea, something authentic to himself. Ed knew he couldn't keep using Tammy's money to fund his playwriting. After the argument with Tammy, Ed stormed out of the diner and drove their rental car back to Cauldron Lake to prove a point. Now standing in the dark woods, the sun hidden by the trees, Ed wished he could remember what that point was. Something about masculinity. He cursed at himself and turned to go. Suddenly, he was blinded by a light in his face. Voices shouted and hands pushed him to the ground. Ed struggled in vain.
Ok. Pues eso es algo que ya pasó, además. Eso pasó durante el capítulo 2.
Tammy tapped her pen on her notebook. Alan Wake had ridden this same ferry into town when he arrived. This was his entry into Bright Falls. His first steps across the threshold. She wrote that down. She always found it helpful to walk in the victim's shoes, do what they did, see what they saw. It added great color to the book. Tammy felt raindrops on her face. God, again? She pulled up her hood. The rain just kept coming. She missed New York. So far, this hadn't been the simple research trip she pictured. First the incident at the lake, then the fight with Ed. It's not surprising tempers got hot. They were both on edge after what had happened. Tammy had said some things she regretted. She looked out over the harbor. A chill passed through her. She hoped Ed wouldn't do anything stupid.
Doesn't budge.
Vale. Pues vámonos, ¿no?
This is the third time I've requested something be done about the TV in my room. It keeps going on by itself.
Pues no.
It's keeping me awake all night.
Yes, sir, I'm terribly sorry for that.
Ah, sí, esto es al lado de donde nos habíamos estacionado. Vale, ¿qué tengo que hacer? Conducir hasta Waterville. Pues mi coche de acá, ¿no? Waterville.
Tears at night as I hear the storm howling, losing my child, taken by the tide. Nowhere to hide, I don't know. Broken bonds, broken souls. Baby, you know how it goes. Blood stains on